Alrighty, so hey everyone, my name is MaxMASK and welcome back to maybe the last time you'll ever get to play Lost Saga. Now at this point, most English players are on Fantasy Hero Saga. It has about 2 to 3,000 at the moment, although I don't exactly have a way of seeing that anymore. Then there's also Lost Saga Exotic, which is basically the mixing pot for everyone across the world. Coming back into the gaming world, one of the games I wanted to get back into was Lost Saga. Lost Saga came out in February 2009, 11 years ago. Back then I was just 8 years old. I don't even think I had a computer, maybe just an old HP computer with no Wi-Fi where I used to display HP games on. Or maybe it was the one that looks like a box TV for a computer monitor. Long story short, it came out a long time ago, and then I came in just about a year later. In 2010, I somehow had internet on my PC, going from playing Farm Frenzy and messing with the chickens all the time, to now playing Adventure Quest Worlds every day. As a kid, what more could you really ask for? Life was good. But there always was a game that would catch my eye, one that I found myself constantly returning to the website for, just to watch the intro video and wonder when I'd be able to play. That game was Lost Saga. For me, being able to play Lost Saga was the equivalent of seeing that one girl across the room. You know you can't have her, but it's the challenge that really makes you want her more. I would look at the info on the website, the various download links, and any YouTube videos I could find on Internet Explorer. In a way, I'd fallen in love with the game before I even got to play. A couple years later, when the family was able to finally have internet normally, I was able to download and play Lost Saga. As you can imagine, for a kid, it was just goals. Literally goals. Watching the download for a game you really wanted and waiting for it to finish. My first year basically of the game was encompassed in me playing the game non-stop, balancing AQW and Lost Saga at the same time. I would spend hours grinding matches to earn rank in Lost Saga, hoping it'd be enough for a character I really wanted, from Iron Knight and Assassin to Reaper and Death Knight. Then when I had to eat, I would AFK fish in the plaza that was always chock full of players. There were even multiple lobbies of people doing the same. Sparring, relic hunting, fishing, power stone, RPing, dating. Well, I mean, I'd take that one back, but you know, MMOs as a kid, it may as well just be Tinder for you. Then anywho, most of all, we were having fun. A few more years later, throughout my high school experience, I would go to school and come home to play Lost Saga on my laptop. I think I even once played in class. Regardless, I felt the same about the game as I did when I was younger. For me, no other game meant as much. Admittedly, I'd created a whole new account and restarted, but even so, in a couple of months of working, I got my Death Knight back, and I evolved it into something even stronger. But this time I wasn't grinding as much. I was making friends, playing and competing against some of the people I'd befriended and seen almost every day. Now, 3 years ago, when I started my YouTube channel, I had no idea what I was doing or where I was going to go. Even today, I still adapt and learn to an ever-evolving community. A short while later, after starting YouTube, I streamed Lost Saga for the first time, a 5-hour-and-a-half live stream, without even so much as a microphone, on a laptop that could barely run Lost Saga on its highest graphics. But I was enjoying myself, so much that I even forgot that I was streaming at some points. From there, I would continue on to record Lost Saga almost every day for a year, accumulating more than 300 videos just for Lost Saga alone. From OG Planet in 2009 to We Made in 2013 and Z8 Games in the same year, and finally coming to an end on September 19th of 2019. Unfortunately, I wasn't there when it ended. I'd moved the channel on to other games progressively, shortly before it ended. But even with its end, a lot of us were still very attached. As for me, it was a game I played throughout my childhood. For me, it was like a faint memory of a Yu-Gi-Oh card I'd misplaced and lost, and I wanted it back. Looking in a couple sections of the Fantasy Hero Saga Discord, Fantasy Hero Saga, to my knowledge, released as an offset of Lost Saga Exotic in March of 2020, 6 months after Lost Saga shut down. Now, a lot of us weren't there when it happened. I for one wasn't, but I found it just about 2 months ago, July of 2020. When I first came onto the Discord, I was greeted with pure love. I didn't understand how or why. I remember that when I did my streams, I'd meet people and play with them, but for them to remember me was unbelievable. One person even has a screenshot of me celebrating my first 100 subscribers, which is incredible. Even I don't have that. But back to the subject. With Fantasy Hero Saga back again, my Yu-Gi-Oh deck, metaphorically speaking, was complete, with the card I'd lost, now appearing between the cushions of the couch, and 11 years later, I still play Lost Saga, just not as much. In the game, my name is YT MaxMASK. probably the one that's most obvious out of all of them. A lot of the time you'll find people AFK farming, maybe to be able to try new characters or items, but in a private server, to me that doesn't always make sense. Ever since high school, I'd always look at the game the same way I do Roblox. I play to have fun. Every once in a while I'll hop on the game and stir up the crowd a little bit. I'll go into an AFK farm room and push everyone off the edge just so that I'd win the round. It doesn't really affect anyone else, but it's always fun knowing that I might surprise someone on the other end. Coming to a conclusion, recently the owner of Lost Saga posted that they were overwhelmed with the managing of the game, and they would soon come to an end. Personally, I've seen 1 or 2 games that follow the same path, but one success story I can relate is Dueling Nexus. When their website came out, the first person was Dueling Network, which got taken down. Then Dueling Nexus, but keeping the server up was costly, and they plan to shut down just like Lost Saga now. So they made a public threshold for people to support, and in doing so, they were able to keep the server up. If anyone at Lost Saga sees this video, I recommend doing the same thing at least. Maybe that'd help. Also add me as a content creator of the game and give me shouts, because you know why. Everyone in Lost Saga knows why at this point. Last but not least, I hope that the game will continue to stay up for at least a little bit longer so that people like me, who've been into it for a while, can keep enjoying it. Apart from that, if you haven't already considered donating to Lost Saga, or becoming a member of my channel, or donating monthly, I suggest doing so. As well as subscribing if you haven't already, and leaving a like, and a friendly comment down below. Every little thing helps. Most of all, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Mask on.